Welcome back to this week's Makeup Tip Tuesday. As per requested by one of our MisMacK'ers, I'm going to teach you all about blush. The whys, the wheres, the tools that we use, how much to use, and everything in between. So I get it. Blush can be very intimidating. It can also be very confusing this day and age with all the trends. So trending makeup versus timeless classic makeup, I'm going to explain the difference. So when you want to think trends, you want to think like 80s eyeliner, a cut crease, the really intense ombre eyebrow that fades off and it's super, like, it's just intense. Not me. I am not a trend makeup artist. I am a timeless classic, which means that the tips that I'm showing and sharing with you will stand the test of time. And one of those trends right now that you're seeing everywhere is putting blush up everywhere onto the tip of your nose, all across the center of your nose onto your cheeks, and it just gets really confusing, especially for those beauty newbies. So have no fear, Miss Mac is here. I'm going to show you a timeless classic way of doing your blush. So I'm actually going to pick up our one and done makeup palette that is included in our Go Clean in 2023 package. So this is the kit that you get. It's literally your face in a case. So we have Shade, we have Radiant, and Stone. So the two that I'm going to be using for my blush color today is Shade for our contour and actually Radiant for our blush. Who am I kidding? I can't do blush without showing you how to do contour. So contouring, I get into the habit of myself of even just doing a light contour every single day. I just find it gives my cheeks that beautiful definition, and it's really fast and easy once you get the hang of it. So where we contour is very important. So all together now, we're gonna take our knuckle, we're gonna start at the top of the cheekbone, and we're gonna feel our bone structure down until our finger slips into the hollowness right underneath our cheekbone. And if you push that bone, it goes straight across, basically ending between your nose and where your lip is. This, my friend, is our guide for our contour. So you want to think definition of contour is to push away, definition of highlight is to push forward. So what we're doing with contouring is we're pushing back that beautiful bone structure that is already there, that you already have. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not trying to change your face from a heart to an oval. We're just really beautifully accentuating your natural bone features. So you're gonna take our contour brush is on an angle. Ours is like that perfect width. Sometimes you can get contour brushes that are too thin. That means you're gonna create a line. Sometimes you also get ones that are too thick, which means you're gonna lose control. So the way that I've designed our brushes is it's the perfect width, perfect snap of the brush to create a really soft definition. Okay, so we're gonna go right into our shade. I called it shade because we're shading out the beautiful bone structure of our face. We're gonna dip in, this is key, we're going to dust off. Remember, Miss Mac is pure pigment. We wanna make sure that less is more. We can always add, we can't take away. So where we start in our cheeks is we're actually gonna start on our tragus on the nub of our ear. We're gonna have that tip right on that nub, under that bone, and we're literally just gonna brush forward. So we're just gonna think that that brush tapers right off of that face. You're not gonna do this. You want it one drag. It's all like in the arm. It's not the wrist flick, it's in the arm. So you can see that just by having that light, soft contour, you don't see a line, just gives me that really beautiful definition to my cheekbones. So we're gonna do the same to the other side. So picking up, dusting off, starting on that nub, straight across. Okay, so now that our cheeks are beautifully contoured, we're going to take Miss Mac's, our soft blending blush brush. This is your best friend blush brush when you're using any colors on your cheeks. So reason why is because it's 2 layers, designed to pick up less pigment, okay? When you have a snappy blush brush like this that's really dense, it's gonna pick up more pigment. And because Miss Mac, we are a pro line, meaning we are pro pigment, you're going to have a really hard time applying way too much pigment and getting it blended when you use something like this guy. So this is our best friend. Now, not all products are made the same. A lot of consumer products have no pigment, so you're literally like digging in trying to get that color. No, that's not what Miss Mac is. Less is more. You can always add, you can't take away, so you need so little. And yes, we're gonna use Radiant. So don't forget, this is also our Miracle Under Eye Brightener color. It's a beautiful lip color, it's a beautiful eye color, and it's a beautiful cheek color. So we're gonna go right in. Just a little bit. We are, of course, going to take this off on the back of our wrist. We're going to smile. This is key. Really making sure that you're taking that pigment off, okay? You're gonna smile. We're gonna stamp the apple of our cheek because it's the perfect distance from our nose to where the color should start and below the eye. Now, in a sweeping motion on that bone, you're gonna take it all the way back and into that hairline, like so. So now remember, you can always add, you can't take away. So balance it out first before you decide to go in and do another layer of pigment. Really nice and soft. Now let's say, for instance, this side, I did not do this enough and I picked too much pigment. Take your blur, which is our setting powder, and your powder brush, and blur it out. Okay, that's just gonna evenly tone it out again, blend it into the skin, and remove that pigment. Now, of course, we always wanna make sure that it's matched. So you want to think that this is straight back onto that bone into the hairline. If you were to have a finger here, this is bare because that's where the light's going to hit and it's going to give a lifting effect. So what a lot of people do is they make the mistake of going too high and taking that blush up here. We want to think that this is nice and bare so that light can hit it and it can reflect off the top of our cheekbone. Also, you want to think too, when we get to a particular age, we get these little fine lines and textures. We don't want color in there, right? We want to keep it nice and hydrated. Color stays on the cheek because that's where you naturally rose, right? Those little apples are exactly where we want to apply and back onto that bone. So there we have it. I hope that really helps in all the whys, the wheres, the whats when it comes to blush. How to apply it, what brush do you need? You can use any color, and it's hard to believe that this color, literally, we use this on every person that sits in for a pampering session. So our one and done kit is like, you don't have to think, go clean in 2023 because seriously, your skin and your system will thank you. So make sure to head over to TikTok 10 or TikTok to our website. Make sure you head over to our website, use TikTok 10 to save 10%. And please come in for a free pampering session. We're happy to teach you all the things.